welcome back to Flow State Reactions. I am Miss Starry, and I'm here yet again to react to The Lord of the Rings. And now we are on the Hobbit behind the scenes appendices, and we are now going into the interjection for the Desolation of Smaug, okay? And then I'm going to watch a few videos before we get to, what was the other one? Into the Dragon's Lair. Okay, you guys, like I said, thank you so much for joining me. This has been a long journey. I do know that. And, but I'm still enjoying myself. So I have a niche channel now where is all Lord of the Rings related material. And then also other random things that I'm going to be reacting to. And of course, other TV shows and movies. Okay. But mostly, we can count on the fact that I'm going to be doing something, Lord of the Rings related. Okay. All right, you guys, everybody relax. 1, 2, 3, let's flow.
What's this one? This is a third film. Is this the third film?
No,
it's the second film.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even know. Is it?
It's a
I don't
second.
even know what film we're doing.
Oh, mark it? Okay, B mark.
Hi, Peter.
B mark, good.
What we've tried to do with The Hobbit is stay truer to Professor Tolkien's larger vision for that story.
Using his notes very much as our blueprint. And so we felt that it was going to be more comfortable sitting in a 3-film structure.
When the decision was made
Okay.
to take 2 films and turn it into a trilogy, it leaves you with a middle film. The problem was, huge chunks of this middle film, they hadn't been shot.
What do you mean 2 films and turn it into a trilogy?
This middle one, it was a bit of a trick. Unless you get this right, I mean, you're kind of jeopardizing the entire trilogy. It's scary.
Oh,
The house!
The journey on The Hobbit, while we start off in that land that we know, we quite quickly move into new territory.
We were all in this state of, I suppose, I imagine it's what like being stoned must be like.
It's like we were a bunch of film school students being like, let's shoot a scene from The Hobbit. It'll be a scene between Legolas and Thranduil.
what?
You have to hang on to what you can about the truth of the situation in the most ludicrous of environments.
There was veil of secrecy around anything to do with the dragons, and no one knew what it looked like. We had no idea.
Oh, really? Are you kidding? The whole time? While you were filming? You had no idea what it looked like?
Is some sordid scheme.
Slightly
Look at this.
filming a real dragon. Slightly scary.
Anyone would think it was all about me. It is.
That to me was like the best. It was like a fun ride. Thanks for bringing us to
Oh,
Jackson.
look at that. That's when they were on the river. That was
Nothing
fun.
simple about this shoot at all.
That was a fun movie scene, wasn't it?
Filming actually where every morning I would say a quick Hail Mary.
Actors have it really good.
I heard
Occasionally,
that.
we should just make it unpleasant.
Are we having fun?
I've never had so much dry retching from a group of actors in one go, those poor bastards.
Oh man, it's going by so fast. I wish.
Fights, but I like those kind of wounds. I like bragging rights.
I'm firing my arrows and then doing 180s and then 360s and just, it was carnage.
Oh my goodness, it looks so fun.
The hardest film I've ever seen Pete make.
They had to trust me because it was still very organic. And this was like organic in 2 months before the release of the movie.
We're kind
What?
of, along with Bilbo, out of our depth in Wilderland. We really don't know where we're going. We really don't know.
Whoa, that went so fast. I don't know what I was expecting. Okay, let me pause it before it moves on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is going to be Into the Fire. Okay, so that went by so fast and it was so exciting just watching it. It was filled me with anticipation. Even though I saw the Desolation of Smaug, it's been a long time since I've seen these movies. And so just the reminder, you know, it just tickles me. It really does, because I was just, you know, thoroughly entertained throughout the whole entire trilogy. So now I'm excited, of course, to see more. I wish that I had access to more of the behind the scenes appendices, because all of those scenes that they showed, I would have loved for them to have been slowed down and to go into detail about how they did every single thing, just like with all of the Lord of the Rings appendices for all of the movies. I just want more information. I really do, but it's hard to find access to the Hobbit behind the scenes for some reason. It's much harder than it was to find for the Lord of the Rings. And so I guess YouTube is just like, nope, nope, nope. And so people only put up what they have. So I have this playlist that I'm looking at. And so I'm just going with that. But we'll see. Because there's still, like I said, there's so much Lord of the Rings material out there. So we'll see what happens. But what else did I want to say about that? There was something else I want to say. Oh, yeah. It's interesting because just like with the Lord of the Rings movie, when I was watching the behind the scenes for it, it's like all of the movies run into one whole movie for me. Because I have a very different experience because I watched the movies back to back to back. Literally, I watched, started with Fellowship of the Ring, moved right on to Two Towers, moved right on, and this was every weekend, and moved right on to Desolation of Smaug, and then moved right on to An Unexpected Journey, then moved right on to, that was Return of the King, An Unexpected Journey, Desolation of Smaug, and then A Battle of the Five Armies. And I remembered when I was doing my movie nights, I had intended to just watch one of the Lord of the Rings movies and then watch a different movie and then come back to the Lord of the Rings and then watch different movies and then come back to the Lord of the Rings. But I literally just went straight through because it was so captivating. I was just beyond myself. Actually, I started with Rings of Power first, the whole season of Rings of Power, and then I watched Lord of the Rings. So yes, I was in Middle Earth for a very long time, and which is probably one of the reasons why I'm just kind of stuck because I just love it so much. And, and I'm just thrilled to learn that there are enough people out there who have that same feeling, so I don't feel alone. But so we're going to go ahead and move on to this next video. It is Into the Fire, and hopefully they slow it down so we can get the gist of what it is that they have to actually do in order to get these scenes on screen. Okay, everybody relax and let's flow.
We have but one question before us.
Into the Fire.
How shall this day end?
Film 3, I'm actually enjoying the process of film 3 more than anything. I think it's the best of the 3.
The tone of this fight is, fighting to the last man.
Film 3?
Victory. I was getting my mojo as a director because we were shooting them in order. So I'm proud of a lot of the things I was doing as a director.
He said his mojo as a director. Like he lost his mojo.
Who wants to give their last? Follow me.
He stays in his mojo as far as I'm concerned.
Because it is the film that we finally get to deliver on everything that we've set up before.
Are we on Battle of the Five Armies right now?
Spoiler alert, Smaug the dragon is attacking Lake Town.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
That was my first experience of Peter as a director. I still think Pete was testing me. He was seeing how far he could push me.
I can fly!
Technically, the destruction of Lake Town's gonna be tricky. You got everything. You got water, smoke, steam, a lot of debris.
Okay. I'm assuming that was CGI, right?
1.4 degrees. There's copious amounts of hail on the ground.
Whoa.
Are you kidding me? Hang on. Apparently there's frogs out there now. And there's frogs.
What?
It's kind of
Why
exciting.
are there frogs?
But also you kind of think, what if we don't make it?
Did he say frost?
Like, we've got to go now. We have to go now.
This is the dwarf regal armor.
It's probably the biggest and most complicated armor build we've ever had to do at the workshop.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Oh, sorry.
This is why I have a t-shirt saying, I do all my own stunts.
What is happening?
Just look, Mum. Just look. It's an inner fire, Mum. It's an inner fire.
Okay, all right. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Come, give us your answer. Will you have peace or war?
I will have war.
Look, they're having a go at Philly and Killy.
Oh, I bet that hurt.
Oh, look, here's Dwalin.
Watch out! Oh, too late.
Maybe we should do some fighting. Oh, come on in.
Film 3 is going to be huge. From a computer graphics point of view, it's a vast amount of data that we're going to be generating.
Okay.
So we have the live action elements that were shot, but a lot of the big battle action is so vast that we're going to create it virtually on the performance capture stage.
Right. That makes sense.
Peter's certainly going to explore every inch of the battlefield.
The dwarves have just gotten out of the mountain. It's all looking good, and then suddenly, boom, the news arrives that it's about to get a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
What I always like about Peter is that he never has that action stuff and the battle stuff at the expense of drama, and he never has it at the expense of an emotional core. There's a human cost to all of this.
Right.
So, yes, it is the end of a long journey which began for me in last century, 1999. Bilbo Baggins.
The circle has been completed. There will be 6 movies that sit alongside each other, and I feel that there is going to be a celebration of everybody's work from all 6 films, which I think will be quite an emotional, moving time.
That is true.
Here we go.
Everybody is celebrating. Dang, that went by so fast. What? Okay, we're just gonna go right into the next one. I don't think that was the whole video for that. Okay, here's the next one. A chance meeting.
We started out on The Hobbit with the intention to do, you know, a 2-film adaptation. And it wasn't until right at the very end of principal photography of the 2 films that we pitched the idea to the studio that it was going to be more comfortable sitting in a 3-film sort of a structure.
What we were allowed to do in the films was to draw on not only the Lord of the Rings, but also the appendices at the end of Return of the King, which includes a lot of material that Professor Tolkien never truly worked into either The Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings, such as the White Council and Azog the Defiler.
What?
And
That just...
learn about where Gandalf disappears to.
We thought, well, there is some great material to be had if we had the time to do it.
Let's see if we can short.
Very interesting.
Once the decision was made to take 2 films and turn it into a trilogy, we were presented with some interesting challenges, obviously.
Right.
What happened was that the beginning of The Desolation of Smaug was essentially the end of our previous film. And the end of The Desolation of Smaug was the beginning of another film.
It's not a particularly ideal scenario to have the end of a movie be your first half and the beginning of another movie be your second half. That is not a film.
Right.
So a huge amount of work had to go into what became The Desolation of Smaug. In our pickups, we had to shoot a lot of material that was not part of the original script.
I've got new dialogue.
Pickups can involve quite extensive filming, and so back to New Zealand we went. To the mountain!
And we've cut, thank you. It's basically the main unit coming back and shooting for an additional, I think we did 10 weeks.
So it's all going to go smoothly well.
Oh, additional 10 weeks. That is so crazy that they had to try to make 2 films into 3. I didn't realize that.
Surreal.
I thought it always started with a green light for 3 films.
Because there's not many films where you spend that amount of time apart and then you go back with the same cast and the same crew and everything, and obviously playing the same part.
Right.
It was hard. They were trying to...
It was like Groundhog Day. Everything was in the same place. Your trailer was in the same place. The makeup buses were in the same place. And the factory was up and running.
Right. What?
was a very busy time, and it was definitely the same size as a, you know, normal feature film, really.
Part of the challenge of the middle movie was that it involved a new beginning.
We did think, well, we have Bayon, we have the bear.
We know what we're doing today. No? We're trying to improve the performances. Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty exciting beginning. We could start with a bear attacking the wild pack, you know, pretty awesome beginning to a film.
Was that the beginning?
But didn't really allow you that chance to recap the story, to restart the storytelling.
We thought back, and one of the ideas that we always wanted to do, in fact, it goes right back to the days that Guillermo was directing the movie, which was the notion of the Bree flashback sequence where Gandalf and Thorin meet, which is in the appendices of The Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
But at last there came about, by chance, a meeting between Gandalf and Thorin that changed all the fortunes of the House of Durin and led to other and greater ends beside.
Which gave us a wonderful excuse to go there, which I personally, I loved being able to go back there.
It was nice to be able to start the second movie with something familiar like that, and but nonetheless something unexpected too.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause it here before the next video, which is Into the Dragon's Lair. Okay, what? I'm so confused. And this, I know it's the direct result of just not having access to all of the appendices, but I feel like I missed something because they're making it seem as if they completed 2 different movies. They completed An Unexpected Journey, and then they completed the Battle of the 5 Armies, and then they decided to add another movie. You know what I mean? That's the way it seems just from these couple of videos. And so I thought that they were greenlit for all 3 movies and from the very beginning, and that they had scripts for each one. But it appears that they had to take the end off of the first movie and add it to the Desolation of Smaug, and then use the beginning from the Battle of the 5 Armies to put it together with to come up with the Desolation of Smaug. And then they had to come back together, reunite, and create and film more scenes that they just kind of used creative licensing for, based off of the appendices from The Return of the King, in order to create the second movie. Am I right in that? Now, because that's the way they're talking about it. It doesn't feel the same way as it felt before. So that's very interesting if that is what happened. What in the world? So as you can see, I'm just trying to piece these things together myself because that's what I'm left to do. But it is still exciting to see, you know, and to see the familiar faces, of course, to see Peter Jackson and to see Philippa and the others. And then, of course, seeing Watson from Sherlock, but of course he is our one and only Bilbo, and just to see them having a good time behind the scenes, and it was fun to watch. I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this up here because I don't really have much to add to that because there was only a few videos there, and if you have any clarity on how this whole process went down, please do not hesitate to let me know in the comment section, okay? Because you know, like I said, I'm assuming that they completed 2 movies and then decided to add a middle movie. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this next video. All right, until next time, I love you and let's flow.